Hi everyone, welcome to Straight from the Divine Tarot. We are Monday, April 7th, 2025, and I'm here to do a collective read for you. As you know, it's a timeless read. I don't use the signs, I don't use the genders because it's all energy anyway. So the way to know if this is your reading is through the description of the characters as well as the storyline. So take what applies, toss the rest, don't try to make things fit if it doesn't. You can switch the genders or the roles as you need to go, as you need to throughout the read. That's not a problem. Remember, this is a general collective reading. Please use your higher wisdom and discernment. Not every read's going to be for you. It's virtually impossible, okay? Please don't take on other people's storylines. If you're not aware of it, then that just simply means it's not your story, okay? I'll bring out the tarot cards. I'll give you the description of the cards as well as what I'm picking up intuitively. You know your story best. It could be all the descriptions, some one and or none, as I stated, and then we bring it together at the end. Thank you for being here. I am truly grateful to each and every one of you. I love you guys. Hopefully you're going to have a beautiful day. I'm starting early today. I've got a lot of things going on, so I want to get an early start, and I wanted to get a couple of reads in. I'll most likely, depending on how I feel, after my day, I'll come back and do a couple more. I'm hoping at least. But if not, just know I'll be back tomorrow. It is what it is. Let's see what Spirit wants to talk about. Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, the white light. What's the message for the collective at this hour? What would you like to discuss with them, please? What's the message? Oh, that went flying. Okay, just a second. So we have understanding. It was in reverse when I picked it up, so somebody maybe is not understanding something, you or someone else, or you are. Take it for whatever that is, okay? 43 is a 7, moving forward, so somebody might have to move, they're traveling, overcoming, leaving someone or something behind, bringing back balance, or you need to radically accept a situation for what it is. Been there, done that. I got the t-shirt, I don't know how many times. It's tough though, right? So that's where it kind of looks like she got saved. You know, there's burn marks here. She or he. And they know God did it. Thank you, God. You know what I mean? Maybe you're realizing that, just hypothetically. I'm not saying it's a relationship. It could be anything. You're realizing, shit, it could have gotten worse. Thank God I got out when I did. That's the overarching energy. Bottom of the deck, we have reminder 28. So this is going to be a reminder. Don't forget. Whatever this applies to. Not to go back there, you know, not to do the same things again. 28 is a 10. It's a Wheel of Fortune. Very fortunate series of events. That's what I just heard. Spirit's got your back here, okay? It might not be this way the next time. It could be, you know, an addiction. It could be a relationship. It could be a job. It could be, you know, you had a close call with your car. Maybe you weren't paying attention. I don't know. But it's a reminder. Yeah, individuality, to be who you are always meant to be authentic. 47 is 11, so you're getting some sort of justice. It might have something to do with the justice system. Cardinal always indicates your ancestors are working with you, okay? Congratulations. It could be in the negative sense where maybe you did break the law or somebody you're dealing with broke the law. Yeah, 49, there's been an oath. You're going to make an oath to yourself or to God. 39 is 13, so it's change. Things are changing, right? Ending cycles to begin new ones. Phoenix rising. 15, this is devil energy. It could have something to do with addictions, obsessions, codependency issues, something to do with a contract, breaking free. It's fragment, okay? So they could have made an oath towards you, or an oath, it could be a marriage, whatever. Whatever their promises are fragmented. I don't know. Somebody's very toxic and karmic. Everything's fragmented. Maybe their lies, their stories, whatever this is. There's too many differences here if it's a relationship. 36 is a 9. So you have to go within and do that soul work, heal. Maybe you're in isolation now. Maybe you prefer to be alone. Got out of a bad relationship and it's like, yeah, we don't mix. It's oil and water. Okay? Using your tuition warrior. You're realizing, yeah, you know, if I got through this, I can get through anything, right? It's too many secrets, okay? You're tapping into your intuition, getting some good counsel maybe. Maybe it's tarot. You're watching tarot. You're realizing some stuff. Raising your confidence level. This is giving you some confidence. I remember certain things that I've gone through in life. And after getting through it, and it's harrowing, okay? You think, shit, if I can get through that, I can get through anything. And it really does boost your confidence level, I'll tell you. You know, you got through it, and you don't know how you did it. And you're just grateful you did. Let's see where we're going to go with this. Be traveling as well. So 43, Where are we going with this understanding? You might be 43. Huh? Two-faced. That came out in reverse too. Somebody's taking their mask off, or you ripped it off. Somebody's very, very two-faced, or somebody claimed you were two-faced. And you're not. Maybe you're finding out everything something said about you, and you're going, I'm glad that's over. Yeah, you're looking for somebody with shared values. So that'd be a reminder to you. Okay, you got burnt. We all do. It's a reminder not to go back down that route. Congratulations, 888. Okay, somebody's getting some karma. Maybe you're going through karma. We all do. Okay, that's no shade. No one's immune to karma. We have to pay our debts. Okay, but 888 is also a number of abundance. So congratulations. You might have been with a gold digger. I don't know. Fantasyland, living in Fantasyland. Whatever this was some sort of fantasy. We do that to ourselves. You know, you meet somebody, you really, really like them. You want it to work. You bypass the red flags, and you think, okay, they'll change. You know, maybe I'm just imagining this. Nah, when you see the red flags, trust it, okay? They want you to give them a chance now. So they're living in Fantasyland. They think you're going to live in Fantasyland with them. Act now, think later. That could be them or you. Something to do with winter. Something happened during the winter. Something to do with a message. Or somebody's coming towards you, a messenger. 999. You're almost out of this karmic cycle. This is actually an enemy disguised as a friend. And you know it. Okay? So maybe if this has anything to do with a friend, this person really burnt you bad and you barely escaped. And or this could be a friend of an ex coming towards you, going, trying to relay a message to you from this ex. Somebody wants you back. Okay? And I don't think they deserve to be in your life. Although, listen, you're going to have to use your own intuition, okay? Because this is not everybody's story. Some of these masks stayed on and or you ripped it off. You saw it. And you say, yeah, not going there again. Understanding 43 and two-faced. Maybe they're getting the message here. You know what they are. And they don't like it. Conflicted. Decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices. Somebody had multiple choices. They had you on this freaking Ferris wheel, this merry-go-round, up and down, stuck at the top. Meanwhile, they're playing at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, broken, shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. So they destroyed their own lives. I mean, they could have destroyed you, right? When you love somebody, you love them, but they're not for you. Stress, they're under a lot of stress. They gave you a lot of stress, turbulence, tension, and arguments. This could be somebody that loves the stress. They love the fighting, ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, good time. So this is just a good time, Charlie, or male or female. Perspective, better off, happiness, clear head and space. See, understanding. I'm not going back there. Maybe it was a relationship where struggle, love. You're going back and forth all the time. Yeah, you're better off without them. You feel at peace here. You can be who you are. Loyalty. You're looking for other people. Like once you heal from this, and I highly suggest you, if it's just recent, a breakup, put enough time in between your past relationship and your new relationships and do that healing work, or else you're just bringing the past into your new. Trusting, reliability, and believing. Maybe you felt like, okay, we're married, I gave wedding vows, I have to be loyal, I have to stick it out. But that is just another form of manipulation, keeping you in an unhappy, possibly dangerous relationship. It could be physical, it could be emotional, definitely emotional. It could be mental and or physical, meaning they can come home and infect you with stuff, right? If they're cheating, using you, right? Keeping you from your path, keeping you from happiness. So in the future, you're going to be looking for somebody with shared values, and that can be loyal, right? Maybe you thought this was your twin flame. That's what it is. I have to be loyal to them. I have to put up with their shit. I have to sit here and wait and just show them undying, unconditional love. Bullshit. That is not a twin flame. Okay? That's manipulation, and that's codependency. And that's just fucking gaslighting you. Mirroring shared feelings and reflection. You got to release this person once and for all. It's called radical acceptance for a reason. It is not your twin flame. They hoodwinked you, okay? Releasing, letting go, moving on, and walking away. Congratulations. You're walking towards peace. Balance, harmony, friendship, and thinking. Missing you, craving, and desiring. They might want to come back because, you know, things aren't working so great for them right now and claim they just want to be friends, but they want to sneak back into your bed so they can get back into your wallet, so they can get back into your playing these games again, okay? And listen, I'm not minimizing your heartbreak, your pain, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't tell you the truth, okay? And trust and believe, I've gone down this route, okay? I don't talk about things that I'm not aware of. Things that I've never gone through. I'll let you know. I've never gone through it, blah, 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 but this is what I think, and this is what other people told me. But, yeah, okay? It's not worth it. You're giving your whole life away. It's a waste of time. You're potentially getting harmed in many, numerous ways, spiritually as well as physically. It is not for you. It is bullshit. So we have understanding 43, two-faced and conflicted. This is just somebody that wants to have their way. They don't want to grow up, okay? They are highly toxic and karmic. And they know that they can play games with you. Guilty. So they might be facing some sort of law, legalities, and they're guilty, or they want you to feel guilty. They're guilting you into staying. I doubt very much they're guilty. They're feeling guilty. Something to do with an infant and a child. Maybe you have a child with them. I don't know. If you do, it complicates things. But for your own children or child, you have to make the right choices and show them the right way. You can talk to a child all you want, but it's through example that they learn. And if they think mom or dad's going to stay with somebody that's so toxic, so harmful, they're going to think that's normal and repeat that. Believe me when I say that. Okay? Or they're just acting like a child. Okay? There's denial here. Accusations. Discard. You're dealing with a narc. Angels are surrounding you. They're trying to guide you. So please pay attention. This could be a paternity suit, because I was picking up legalities. Maybe you think you're the father and you're not, or you don't know who the father is. You could be a female. I don't know. Maybe they're claiming that the child's not theirs. Maybe you're going towards poverty, or that's where you are right now. And it's a hard pill to swallow when you think, shit, I don't have much and I have to leave this person. Or maybe this person's thinking, shit, I'm going to go into poverty if they leave me. So I better play it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Block communication. Support. So they want support from you. Remain 10 steps ahead. You're 10 steps ahead. They're a poser and a doppelganger. Or they're dealing with one. Maybe they went somewhere else. That's a doppelganger. Or they're acting like a poser. Yeah, so their partner, I can't make this up. So they wound up with somebody that's trying to be you. They feel entitled. They're both hitting some hard times financially, maybe legally. And they want you back into their supply chain. It has something to do with a family. Ignorant. Confession. Parent, step-parent. So they're playing you against another, or them against you. Crusade and hate train. Refusal. They want help. So you're going to refuse them? Yeah, something to do with an STD. Maybe they claimed you gave them an STD, or they did give you an STD. And if they did, please don't go back there. Get healthy. Do what you must. Okay? Reversal. Yeah. So if they did any spell work, it's reversed back on them, and or whatever they wished upon you. They're going through their karma. Okay? You might need a lawyer. They claimed you were a sex worker, or they wound up with one, or they are one. And or even if you are a sex worker, I'm not here to judge you. I'm judging, like, again, I can't be your friend if I can't speak honestly to you. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. I understand that. But this is taken away from you, your soul. Okay? You can't, some people say they love doing it. I actually heard it not too long ago online. Somebody saying, I love this work, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. But at the end of the day, you get used up. You wind up with STDs. That self-respect, maybe they're too numb. Maybe they're numbing themselves. But at the end of the day, when you get older and you got nothing left and nobody's looking your way, you're used up, you're going to get some regrets here, okay? I just hope that for your own sake, if you are doing this, you get out quickly. There's a lot of slander and libel. So they said this about you. You're going to, yeah, they're exposed. They targeted you for okay, to unalive you. Something to do with addictions, abroad or overseas, phone or computer. There's proof here. Magic. Yeah. So they tried to take you out. There's a lot of distrust. See, you got out of it. You're understanding this, okay? Something to do with child or children. Maybe they're involved with children. Manipulation, surprise epiphany, and discrimination and sacrifice. There we go. Hexes and curses. I knew I felt it. Fake rejection. So they could have went around and said you're this, that, and the other thing. You're doing magic. You're a whore, male or female. Maybe they went around and said you shouldn't be around children, but it's really them. Because that's what a narc, it sounds like a narc, I haven't seen it yet. But whatever a narc accuses you of is what they actually do at the end of the day. Plus they do worse, but you know what I'm saying. You might have a child with them. If you do, I would highly recommend you get a lawyer. If you can't afford them, I don't know where you live, what part of the world, but here in Canada there is organizations out here that will help you in a court of law, you know, to get lawyers. Yeah, you have to do your groundwork, the legwork. Typically, I know when I was needing a lawyer the first time around, it was called, legal aid. And the lawyer looked at me, and he was honest with me. He goes, listen, I got a lot of other clients here that do pay, and I have to concentrate on that. So whatever information you need, you got to do the groundwork. You got to go and chase it down. So, but he was a damn good lawyer. I'll tell you that much. Not everybody gets a shit lawyer. And if you're not happy with the lawyer, early on, you can look for a new one. But once you start legal proceedings, it looks really bad if you change your lawyer midway. Okay? Just so you know, I inquired because I had to do all that legwork and I didn't like it. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I stuck it through because I won. Anyhow, where are we going with this? Understanding 43, two-faced, conflict, and guilty. They brought in, yeah, something's not working here. Or whatever they tried to do is not working. They don't want to let go of you. They didn't foresee something happening. This is somebody that's not committal. Non-committal, but they don't want to be alone. They want you to pay their bills. They want a mommy or a daddy. They don't want you to let go. They want you staying at home, waiting for them until they're ready for you. To use you, to abuse you, whatever they're, you know what I mean? They're whipping post. This is not a true twin flame union. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. So they bore false witness, or it could be a loss of a child in court or something like that. They're in debt. No new beginnings, didn't take a practical approach. They don't want to do the work. They're in heavy-duty debt. I keep hearing that. Maybe they owe you child support, or maybe you owe child support because you're concerned about paternity. I don't know. But this is somebody that won't put the work in. They're very disrespectful and lazy. True. Sun. Okay, could be paternity involved, or this is truth and clarity. You're healing. Congratulations. This is extreme happiness. You want to go towards happiness, right? This is healing, truth, trust. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Yeah, the truth is, they're broke. They could be going towards bankruptcy. They breadcrumbed you, used and abused you, and treated you horribly. The truth, maybe they ran out of options. Maybe, you know, maybe their whole supply is turned on them, but they're in debt somehow. Maybe they brought you into debt. I don't know. Maybe they owe child support to somebody else. This wasn't fair, not equally yoked. They made allegations and accusations about you that were unfounded. Somebody's feeling overwhelmed and defeated, you or them. And yeah, after the end of the, you know, when things aren't working out, you do feel kind of defeated. There could be a spiritual attack, or they're under spiritual attack. They have no defense for what they've done, that's for sure. They can't fight this off. They can't block you. This could be fraud as well. If they defrauded you, they have no legs to stand on here. You don't want to fight or compete for them. I don't blame you. Yeah, they could be going to jail. They're stuck. If it's not jail, it could be spiritual jail, but they're stuck. This is self-imposed. They wanted you stuck, restricted, holding you back. Too many obstacles to overcome. They don't want you leaving, right? They don't want you to stand your ground. Yeah, you can be losing a home, losing a family. They're non-committal. No, the party's over. 4 of Wands in reverse, losing a business or stability. Now, this is an opportunist you're dealing with, okay? They know that you're stable and secure and you're blessed. Maybe they're looking back and thinking, oh, it was so much easier with you, right? It's a matter of money and what they can gather and get from others. You're very blessed. And you're looking up at the sky, up to God, going, yeah, I know that was you. Thank you, God. Thank you. So this is something tangible. This is a golden opportunity, okay? They could have committed some sort of mortgage fraud or rental fraud. They looked at you like an opportunity. But this is you, your blessing. Whatever's coming towards you is your blessing. They're going to have to pay up or something like that. What does this Ace of Pentacles, please? Oops. Love. Money over love. They're in their emotions. You have self-love here. You're being blessed because all aces in the upright are blessings from the divine. It's beautiful. They're in their emotions. You have peace. You have happiness. You're going towards happiness. Maybe you sold a home or... this could be the story. This could be an ex that did some sort of mortgage fraud. Maybe put things in your name. And they fought with their partner. And they wound up in jail. And the partner sold the house right from underneath them when they were in jail. Now they're in their emotions because they wound up with an opportunist. Yep. It's all been lies. A pack of lies. 3 aces back to back. Unbelievable. No truth or clarity. No communication. They're in their feels here because you left. You haven't spoken to them in a while. They haven't spoken to you. They never spoke a true word to you in the past. This is not a win. No new beginnings for this person. You have new beginnings, though. They're having an emotional outburst. Maybe the child is not theirs. If there's a paternity case, it's on their side, I think. They need money for a lawyer. They're in their feels. Kicking themselves in the ass for how they treated you, possibly. Yep. Fall from grace. 9 of Cups in reverse. Very materialistic. Okay, somebody's very smug, full of themselves, selfish, and know-it-all, and show up. They have addictions. Always partying. That's why maybe you haven't heard from them or spoken to them in a while. You weren't wish fulfillment to them because you weren't packaged the way they wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they valued quantity over quality. Whatever this is not wish fulfillment. It's a fall from grace. They're smug, full of themselves, selfish, and know it all, and show off. This could be law and order. It could be doctors. It could be anybody. It could be you or somebody else, male or female. You spoke your truth. You set boundaries and you cut them out. You're not stupid. Somebody's really giving them a tongue lashing. And they can't move forward. They can't come towards you. They can't overcome something. They could have had a car accident, got a car impounded. Out of control. Don't want to take accountability. It's not going anywhere here. They have no structure, discipline, or direction in life. No radical acceptance. You spoke your truth, okay? Swords up in the air. Maybe somebody's took their head off, you know, and bit their head off when you spoke. They don't like the way you speak because you speak truth. Oh, well, if that's you. Or this could be a law, somebody in law. Ooh. Could be a doctor. Somebody was very promiscuous, male or female. Very jealous, maybe doing magic. The truth's coming out about you. If they claimed you were a sex worker or you were doing magic, you were jealous, you're after them all the time, you're abusive, controlling, it's not you. It was them. Male or female. Be doing magic and shit like that. Yeah, you cut them out. You saw them for who they are. You saw right through their yeah, you don't trust them. It's a karmic soul tie, okay? It's no this is not a harmonious union. It's a parting of ways. Rather be on your own. So you told them off. You saw them for who they are. This is not your wish fulfillment. They were only after you for money, blah, blah, blah. They're kicking themselves. They said all these things about you. After you parted ways. Yeah, you moved on to a happier place. Right? 6 of Swords. And they were jealous. Gold digger, cloud chaser. Maybe they moved on to a gold digger and a cloud chaser. So they wound up with somebody just as bad as them. They're jealous, male or female. You can't trust them. Manipulative, yeah. So it could be at a distance. You let them go. You saw them for who they are. This is illumination. Now everybody else is illuminated. Maybe they're transitioning. Maybe they got sick with an STD and it's not going away. You know what I'm saying? This could be an arrest as well. They could be in a different country. They feel, because you let them go. So you hurt their ego and their pride. You know it by letting them go. This sounds like a narc. They're carrying around this grudge and they wanted to hurt you, defeat you, but they can't. The worst has happened. This is a nightmare. This is embarrassing and disgraceful. Yeah, they're scared. The worst has happened. This is a nightmare. This is somebody that doesn't want to change, okay? This is resisting change. This is a permanent, profound ending for them. It's a permanent, profound loss for them, okay? Losing face for an arc in front of their circle is profound for them. They kept doing something over and over again. They didn't want to stop. They didn't want to learn a lesson. It's getting old. It's getting stale. They don't want to go. If they're going, if it's a terminal disease, they don't want to go. They didn't care, though. They could have left you out in the cold during going towards lack and loss or poverty. Now they're going that way. Be careful what you wish on to others, because it comes back to bite you. And yes, they followed somebody out into the cold. They're on the outside looking in now. They could be getting kicked out of somewhere. Their confidence is dinged, that's for sure. They already have a fragile ego if it's a narc, right? So these two are out in the cold. Maybe they're both conspiring. Give them a call. Call them back. Get some money out of them. Let's hoodwink them some more. Let's defraud them some more. But I think it's over for them. Yeah, it's ruined. They're trying to save face here. They want to come in from out of the cold. They want to avoid this tower. Or you avoided all towers, all traps they set for you because you're innocent. They want to come and apologize. Page of Cups. Or maybe use the fact that there's a child involved. I don't know. This is misappropriation of funds. This is fraud. This is the end of the road. They can't go any further. They didn't want to invest in you. You're not going to be investing in them. You have something new starting possibly. They didn't. If you have a child or children with this this person, they didn't invest in these children. Maybe you are this person's child. I don't know. They never invest in you. They have to relocate. Maybe they need proof. Maybe the bank or the landlord needs proof. You want to live here? I need more proof that you say who you are. You know what I mean? They're not working, obviously. So if they're trying to defraud you in any way, they need some proof. They need you to go along with it. Maybe they need your signature. I don't know. They need you to show up. Oh, boy. Ten of Swords. Somebody could have gotten injured, or they were planning to take you out. Maybe life insurance. Somebody got injured and or sick. Be careful. Okay, they know what they're doing is wrong. They're doing it anyways. Right on top of the Nine of Swords. The worst has happened. You're the Empress, or a mother, or a divine feminine energy, male or female. It just means that you're creative and artistic. Down to earth, you love very, very much. Through your pain, you create new life. Or there could be a pregnancy. I don't know. You're staying in your power. You're attracting, you're luring, you're not afraid. You're a leader. Very confident, by the way. They wanted to take you out. Maybe they claimed you were no longer here. You're quite healthy. So they claimed that you had an STD and you gave it to them, maybe. They want to reconcile with you. They never showed you love. You had to pour that love into yourself. But you're divinely protected and guided. You could be an earth angel. And I don't say this to insult anybody out there, okay? Not everybody's an earth angel or a divine being or a chosen one or whatever you want to call it. Listen, that's the way it is. It's life. We're human beings down here. There are people with that title down here, and they're not going to announce it. Chances are they won't. But they're there to help heal, to be a catalyst to change, to guide, to illuminate. Okay? They're here for a reason, but not everybody is one. And they're very few and far between. So, like here in Tarot Land, you see everybody wanting to be one, and you know it's not true. Anyways, yeah, you walked away. You're healthy. You walked away. They couldn't infect you. No longer emotionally invested. You walked away. That's the Eight of Cups. In search of your 9th and 10th cup, by the way. You knew they weren't emotionally invested. They want to reconcile with you, but they're not emotionally invested. They're hiding and cloaking. Yeah. They want to come back. They don't want this to end. It's unfinished business with them. This is a wicked clapback for them, okay? They don't want to be alone. Maybe the person that they're with, they're getting busted here. Maybe somebody's in jail. One of them's in jail. The other one's alone, maybe on the street, and they want to come back to you. Hiding and cloaking here. Going through a dark night of the soul. They want to put some past hurts behind with you. They're going through it. So they should. You're innocent. You have a new beginning. You took a leap of faith. You're moving forward. You're not looking back. They feel like a fool. They thought you were a fool. It's right on top of the divine feminine energy. If you're not a divine feminine energy, this could be a pregnancy. They got somebody else pregnant and they feel like a fool now. Yeah, divorce, separation. It could be a warlock. They're involved in corruption. They broke the law. They're looking back and regretting shit. Yes, fast communication, fast action, enter travel, messenger. Typically it's good news. Something's happening quickly. Yeah, they're trying to escape this situation here. They're trying to strategize a way to escape this. They're still full of lies, okay? Full of deception. Trying to get out of something. Yeah, they got an STD. They lied about an STD. Block them, block them, block them. Yeah, trying to block family, long-term stability. It's a large amount of money. It could be an inheritance, spiritual inheritance, a life insurance, some sort of pension. This is a 10 of Pentacles. That means there's an ending of a cycle here. Oh, I'm getting the impression, this could be for some of you or a few, I'm getting the impression that somebody was trying to take on your persona, or they got their partner to take on your persona, impersonate you. That's over with, okay? Whatever they got out of you, or from your name, or from your signature, or something like that, from your energy, it's over with. Yeah, gotta let it go. They're angry. It's over for them. They're getting let go. They got to let this go. Got to give up. And whatever this is, you're not going to lower your standards for them. Yeah. You're not going to take on their burdens. You're unburdened. It's over. It's ending of a cycle yet again. You're working on yourself. You've got self-mastery here. You have success. So they want to come back in. Gold digger and cloud chaser, you're going towards your destiny. Congratulations. The universe has got your back. You're very fortunate, whatever this is. Okay. It's divine timing as well. Divine timing's not like our timing. It's when's it gonna happen on Earth? But everything has to fall into place nicely for it to happen. Yeah, they committed a crime against you or against others. Here comes the popo. Something to do with a car or travel. This is overcoming, moving on. This is radical acceptance. They have to take back accountability. They have to bring back balance. You're under the canopy of the universe. There's a lot of lies and illusions here. Somebody's maybe afraid. A lot of illusions. You're highly intuitive. You move forward. That's why. You overcame. That's why. They're in their emotions. They're going to have to move. Someone's going to have to make a move here. It's universally driven. This is victory for you, okay? Yep. False contract, Sarah. Okay, it could be definitely fraud. You ended it. They're karmic. It's a one-sided deal, whether it's a contract or this relationship. It was their way or the highway. They didn't use their higher wisdom, and they're getting the consequences for that. Poor decisions, right? They chose a karmic over you. Take it for whatever it is. Yeah, you let them go. They made some poor decisions, so you let them go. You saw it clearly for what it was. This is an emperor in reverse, distorted masculine. It is not a twin flame. Somebody that's in their ego and in their pride. It's a bully. It's a tyrant. They bend to public pressure. It's all about their image and what money can buy. They're involved with corruption. They bend to public pressure, okay? It's all about how they look. They have no power, no authority. And they're a person that they're with. Gold digger, cloud chaser. Greedy and selfish and jealous of you. They don't know their value and their worth, and or it's the same person. You can't trust them at all. They're not stable. Unstable. Jealous. Manipulative. You got, what is this for? They're unstable and insecure, that's for sure. They got to let this go. They can't hold back anymore from the doctors, from the courts, from whatever this is. They're blocked. You let them go. They wanted you waiting. Sudden departure or sudden arrival. They want to open up now? I don't think so. Or this could be their third party or their person they went to that wants to open up to you, but they're blocked. You blocked them. They don't know what to do. There's no contingency plan. They blocked themselves, or they were trying to block you from any love, friendship, and or support, or they blocked themselves from that, okay? It's a 5 of Wands. Yeah, you took the high road. You walked away with your head held high. They were just gaslighting you, or that you know they're just gaslighting, okay? That they want to do it again. They want you to fight and compete for them, but there's no drama in your life. Now they're fighting, finger pointing, blaming one another. They could be injured. They could be sick. It's a scandal. They're scared. They could have claimed you were sick, trying to gaslight everybody that you got them infected. I don't know. But they wanted to take you out for some reason, or maybe they're going up for you know what I mean, attempt. If maybe they were sleeping around so many times with so many people, they're feeling sorry for themselves. Like I said, they wanted the fast people in the fast life down here, and you were the gift from the divine here, and they ignored you because you didn't come packaged like the way they wanted. Maybe because you weren't into 50-sums, you know? Maybe you didn't blow up your tits, your ass, and your lips, or maybe you didn't want to, you know, listen to their stories and believe them. They wanted you waiting. Now they're feeling sorry for themselves, or regretting maybe missing you because they did have a beautiful person. And they chose maybe the scum of the earth over a beautiful person. Now they're feeling sorry for themselves. They get bored easily, right? It's the type of person that just don't want to sit with themselves to do that work because they don't want to be by themselves, because then, oh shit, the truth hits, right? They'd rather numb themselves, or, you know, have other people keep them occupied so they don't have to go there. Yeah, it was all about wanting the attention. Sitting on a high horse, being somebody they're not. They're grieving and regretting. Maybe you are on the public eye. This is victory, success, reward, recognition. With a narc, I'm picking up it is a narc. It's all about winning. Winning and losing. It's not about the lessons. It's not about anything growth. It's, you know, evolution. It's not about that. It's about winning and how they appear in front of everybody. Yeah. You broke free. People are seeing through the illusions. You saw through the illusions. You're not toxic. You're not karmic. They can't bind you. They're heartbroken. Everybody knows how they broke your heart. You're very strong. You have integrity, loyalty, and honesty. They were in their ego, in their pride, in their lust, wanting power and control. They abused you. They committed a crime. They endangered others. This was reckless behavior. Somebody's taking action. This is conscious awareness. Yeah. They're trying to manifest you. But you're manifesting what is truly for you. This is a reversal candle in the magician's hand. You foresaw this. You turned your back on it. You're not looking back. You're prepared or preparing. You want to be happy. Maybe you're leaving with a family if you have a family with this person. But this is, again, an ending. It's a 10 of Cups. You're extremely happy here. Okay? And now they want a second chance with you. But they're under divine judgment. They were juggling you. They got to balance out their life. You did. You balanced your life and you ended a cycle. And you ended a cycle to begin a new one. Okay? You're very protected. You could be traveling and or moving. And they're in their emotions now. Getting drunk maybe or high. Getting ready to come towards you with a cup of love. But it's because they don't want to be alone and they're hurting for money. And they defrauded you somehow. They know they breadcrumbed you. Okay? They're not single. But you are wish fulfillment out in the public eye. They're watching you. They want to communicate with you, but they don't want to invest. They have nothing to invest. It's the end of the line. They just want help from you because you're higher up in life. They're dragging their feet here. They know they have to take accountability for all the gossip, for all the third parties. They know they have to leave the third parties behind, and the third party's not happy here. So that's the third party in the background, okay? Talking shit about you, maybe doing magic on you. The secrets are coming out. They have to let go of their side pieces to come towards you, to look altruistic. They want to reconcile here. But there's still a King of Pentacles in reverse, and a King of Swords in reverse. Is a narcissist, a player, okay? And there's 3 males involved. Player energies. Maybe this is there's a pattern in your life. Maybe it's one person, maybe it's 2 people, maybe it's 3, but there's been a pattern in your life. It could be 2. Player energy. They bit off more than they could chew. It's a poser, and you know it, okay? Gonna leave it there. Okay, one more. So you want happiness. They consciously know that. They're trying to manifest you back in. They're plotting and planning, maybe with your family or theirs, to have a family with somebody. Maybe somebody at a distance. They want to reconcile. You're innocent. They want to give you your flowers now, but it's a King of Swords in reverse. It's a narcissist. They're still in a third-party situation. So giving a cup of love to everybody and juggling you, and that's their wish fulfillment, for you to be part of their harem. They don't want to invest in you. Don't invest in them. They're just a player energy. A poser. Wow. They just don't want to be alone, and they need money. They're selfish. So there's going to be some communication here. It's a bully. King of Pentacles beneath that. Male or female, doesn't matter. So they're just reiterating everything. So understanding. You understand. You got the message. You understood the assignment. And you're looking up at God going, thank you. So don't forget, it's always going to be a reminder. They're a gold digger and a cloud chaser. They want to come towards you. Could be the police coming in as well. This is going to be some sort of karma that they're never going to forget. Two-faced, yep. Shared values, they're going to pretend they have the same, or they did pretend they had the same shared values as you. No, they don't. Conflicted, okay? Decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices, mirror, broken, shattered, broken, heartbroken and destroyed, something to do with an infant and child, and they're guilty. They did something to a child. I don't know. Maybe it's a paternity thing, but I don't think it has anything to do with you. If you do have children with them, maybe you took them to court, or you're taking them to court now. Listen, don't listen to their bullshit, okay? I know it's so not easy. There's a lot involved. Pick-up and drop-offs on weekends and stuff like that. But if you can, don't even talk to them. Have a third party there at all times. You know, tell them, write a note if you need to about, you know, the do's and don'ts of the child, if they're on medication, when they need to be back, blah, 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 what's happened. You don't need to do small talk with this person. They just want to sucker you back in. And I don't recommend you do go that way. Okay, let's take this deck. Can't tell you what to do, though. Everybody's story's a bit different. Maybe you don't have children with this person. They did something to a child, okay? Maybe they did magic. And I know it came up, but it wasn't a big focal point here. Did magic to try to hoodwink you and others possibly. And maybe that involved something to do with a child. I hate to say it. Or they claimed you were doing it with a child. You know what I mean? A sacrifice. But they're the ones that's guilty. And they're going to get caught up here. Where are we going with this, please, Brett? It's a final message for the collective. We got two all ones. Building blocks in reverse, 28. They're getting karma. It's a reversal of fortune, a change of direction, okay? They're trying to stall, cause delays, setbacks in your world, and or they're stagnating, okay? It is what it is. They want to come back. They want you to go through another karmic cycle with them. Yeah. The fates. They're going towards fate. Karma and fate. 17. You're divinely protected and guided. Congratulations. Your wish fulfillment. You've healed. You're a healer. A leg up. Now they want a leg up. You're out in the public eye possibly. 34. They're coming towards you. 7. You're moving on. You overcame. Psh, bringing back balance. Now they want a leg up. Yeah, I don't think so. Unfinished symphony. Yeah. Gold digger, cloud chaser. Could be a musician or you are. But they're definitely a clown. It's a never-ending story. It's not going to end. They're getting karma. They want you back into another karmic cycle. I can't make this up, right? 10, 10. 37 in reverse, right? They wanted you to place... They were expecting you to place them on a pedestal. No, their time is up. Higher power. They don't believe in a higher power. This is just about power and control and their ego. They're corrupt, okay? So 28 in reverse is the protection message. 23. Just a second. Let me look this up. Building blocks. So now's the time to address the cracks in the foundations of your life. Perhaps your values have changed and it's time to strengthen your convictions and let go of the things that no longer serve the vision you have for your life. Or perhaps you chose to ignore the signs that a situation or agreement you have entered into is not right for you. So yeah, you're changing your mind about the whole thing here. Maybe you have a contract with them, you know, you both signed home, rent, I don't know, car. Pull that rug out from underneath them. Void it, okay? Remove the rotten pieces and reinforce your core moral strength and integrity. Now's the time for rigorous honesty, for you are called to renovate and upgrade your consciousness. You'll be so happy when you do. Spirit has a spectacular blueprint for your life, far beyond your imagination. Don't be afraid to replace what's not solid. it's not solid, toss it out. That's for anything in your life, right? If it's just collecting dust, toss it out. The fates. Essential meanings, fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change and knowing what those things are. It's radical acceptance, in other words. So the Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, quote unquote. So maybe somebody's going into a 12-step program. Maybe you or somebody else have. Congratulations. Stick to it. You can do this. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Thank you. So they always talk when I'm reading. Sorry, no slight spirit. Anyhow, I was getting, maybe for one of you out there, there has been some addictions. Maybe they got into a fight with their partner. Something happened physical, and maybe somebody's no longer here, and they're facing legalities. Maybe it was spell work. I don't know. Maybe they caught their partner doing spell work. I don't know. Now they're facing legalities, and they're lamenting, like, why is my life like this? Well, because, number one, their choices. You know what I mean? Maybe it's already something that they chose from the other side. People don't want to admit it, and I wouldn't want to either, right? Because we're human. We're not on the other side. We're not seeing it as a whole picture. But on the other side, maybe you had a lot of karma to pay. You know what I mean? Even your ancestral karma. Maybe you wanted to clear that up. So in this lifetime, you're going to go to jail. Get some time. But at the same time, you're drying up. You're cleaning up your act. You're getting healthy again. Heart, mind, body, spirit, soul. But at the same time, maybe you're going to find your niche. What you're good for, why you're here. And in jail, you're going to help others do the same, possibly. It's not the ideal life that you want, but this is what you chose from the other side. This is what's necessary on this side, right? Not everybody's going to have that happily ever after in life, but that's okay. It's only temporary. Everything in this life is temporary. As long as you use it for the betterment, not just for yourself, but for others. I hate to say it. It's not ideal, but that's what I'm picking up from maybe one, okay? 34. Your life is not all for nothing. Somewhere, some way, you can help others as well as yourself learn and heal from this, okay? So a leg up. Essential meanings, receiving help, delegating authority, and interdependence. You've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life is a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all the areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. Now, that could be for you, or this could be for this person that's behind bars, if that's the story. Help for the greater good will come, okay? Now, if somebody lost their life, my condolences. I am not minimizing that at all. But help for everybody involved. It's not the ideal, but that is what life is. You're on top of that wheel, and you're on the bottom. And it's all about life's choices. And if you didn't make the right choices, then this is the outcome. But it doesn't mean you have to stay there. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can always take those lemons. It sucks, but make some lemonade while you're there. Make use of yourself while you're there. Learn something while you're there. Help others while you're there. At the end of the day, that is all we can do, right? Especially under a circumstance like that. I'm not saying it's for everybody, just for some. But for you, whatever help you need, it's going to be here, okay? And you're going to be looking up going, oh my gosh, where is this coming? Where's this person coming from? Oh my God. You know what I mean? Maybe you've hit rock bottom. Maybe you have children. You don't know how you're going to feed them. You don't have a home. I don't know. Whatever help you need will be here. Maybe you just need to heal from this. Go to therapy. It costs hundreds of dollars per hour, I know. But you're going to find some sort of organization that's there for you, and you're going to be able to get that healing. And in turn, maybe You're going to think, well, maybe I'd be good at this. You know what I mean? Please use it to your advantage. Where are we going? How's this going to end for the collective, please? Thank you. Yeah, they're in prison. Could be a soldier, a vet. Maybe that's why they numb themselves. They have PTSD. I'm not giving them an out, but they went that route. Maybe they're aggressive, and unfortunately, wherever you live, whatever country you hail from, there's not much help for these vets. I think, you know, governments could do way better. Take it for whatever this is, okay? Or you could be a vet, male or female, okay? Yeah, you could be the wife, or this is a wife doing this to you. It's a misfortune. Somebody's stuck in their thoughts here, okay? It does no good to ruminate. You're just manifesting more negativity, okay? It's not easy. Get off your butts if you find yourself in this situation, and go hunt down, look for help, do what you must to get that help for you to heal. If you're unhealed, how can you heal other people? How can you come to a good conclusion? You must heal from whatever this is. Somebody's in bad mental state, maybe. I don't know. So this is old woman in reverse, and they're not in reverse. That was weird. Maybe you're thinking you're too old to start over. You're not too old to start over. It doesn't matter how old you are. Something to do with money. Somebody could have taken somebody's life for money or planned it. A lover. This could be you. I don't know. You're never too old to start over. Maybe they thought you were too old. Maybe they're into... Maybe this could be like a 50, 60-year-old person going for 20-year-olds. Or even younger, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, lording it over. Look at me. I got all the money. They're in sorrow. They're a foe. They're fucking around with a foe. Something to do with a home. I'm telling you, it's some sort of fraud and haughtiness. Somebody was really in their ego here, wanting attention. They were getting attention because it's something to do with a fortune. You're going to receive a letter. Love letter from them. Help me, help me. Maybe you're coming into some sort of fortune. Maybe this is your fortune. They're waiting. They kept you waiting for this money. Yeah. They wanted you waiting because you were faithful. While they went out and had fun with their third parties, pleasure seekers, and maybe spent your money with them. Now they want to come back, say they're faithful. I don't know. Yeah, so you can be their servant. Do things for them. You're a sweetheart. Male or female, you're sweet, and they're sick, or they claim that they got sick from you because they were your lover. They were sleeping with somebody else. They might need a priest. Their journey's over, maybe, and you're going to get a message from them, okay? About a funeral service, maybe. Something's an empty room. So they were doing something constantly. It was all frivolous. It could be, or somebody did I don't know, transition. They're hoping that you still love them. They want to learn something. This is, you're learning this person's nothing but an enemy. And they just wanted to get what they wanted from your demise or somebody else's demise. Okay? So it's, in a nutshell, we kind of know where this is going. The energy is a little bit all over the place. I apologize, but we get a clear picture of what this is. So I'm sending you a great deal of love. You can do this. You don't need this person. Okay? Until next time, take care.